3 days ago you opened your banking app and your balance looked completely fine. Everything was under control. Today you check again, and suddenly several $100s have disappeared. You sit there confused. You didn't buy anything expensive. You didn't go on vacation. You didn't make any big, irresponsible decisions. You just lived your normal life, paid the bills, bought groceries, grabbed coffee or lunch a few times. Nothing wild. Nothing you would even write down in your memory. And yet the money is gone. You start scrolling through your transaction history, and the truth slowly becomes clear. $47 at one store. $23 for something small. $18 for lunch you already forgot about. $12 here, $14 there, $31 for another random thing. Each transaction looks so insignificant on its own. But when you add them all together, they've quietly drained a serious amount of money before the month is even halfway finished. This is the silent killer of financial progress. Not the big, obvious purchases that make you stop and think. Those are easy to notice and regret. The real danger is the small, forgettable, everyday spending that happens almost automatically. These tiny leaks compound over time until you're left wondering why you never seem to move forward, no matter how much you earn. What makes this situation especially frustrating is that you're not being reckless. You're not living an extravagant lifestyle. You're not blowing money on luxury items or stupid decisions. You're simply bleeding cash through hundreds of tiny cuts you barely notice when you make them. And that's exactly why willpower doesn't fix this problem. If raw willpower was the solution, most of us would already be financially secure. But willpower is limited, it gets tired, and it fails when we're stressed, bored, or distracted. What actually works are smart, automatic habits. Small changes in behavior that run in the background of your life. Habits that create friction when spending is too easy, and remove friction when saving should be effortless. Habits that gently reshape your default patterns so the slow, invisible bleeding finally stops. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 15 practical, realistic habits that can dramatically reduce unconscious overspending. These aren't extreme rules that make life miserable. They're simple system changes that work with human psychology instead of fighting against it. If you often look at your account and wonder, where did all my money go, then these habits are exactly what you've been missing. Habit 1, mandatory waiting periods. Let's start with one of the most powerful habits, implementing mandatory waiting periods before any non-essential purchase. This habit is so effective because it directly attacks the main cause of overspending, impulse buying. Most purchases we later regret are made within minutes of first seeing or wanting something. The desire is strongest right at that moment, and then it naturally fades. Retailers and apps know this very well, so they design the entire experience to let you buy as quickly as possible. The fix is surprisingly simple. Create a clear rule for yourself: for any purchase under $50, wait at least 24 hours. For purchases between $50 and $200, wait 72 hours. For anything over $200, wait a minimum of 1 full week. During this waiting time, don't put the item in your cart. Instead, add it to a waiting list. Write down exactly what it is, the price, and the reason you think you want it. When the waiting period ends, go back and review the list honestly. You'll be amazed at how many items you no longer feel excited about, some you won't even remember wanting. This habit doesn't require superhuman discipline. It just creates a necessary pause, and in that pause, emotional impulses often lose their power. Habit 2, unsubscribe from all marketing emails. The second habit is to unsubscribe from every single marketing and promotional email list you're currently on. This might sound like a small thing, but don't underestimate it. Every marketing email is professionally designed to create artificial desire. They use urgency, scarcity, limited time offers, and personalized recommendations to push you toward spending money you weren't planning to spend. The average person receives well over 100 promotional emails every week. Each one is a small psychological nudge. Set aside 30 minutes and go through your inbox. Unsubscribe from everything using the link at the bottom. For emails that make it difficult, simply mark them as spam. After you clean up your inbox, you'll notice something powerful: the constant stream of deals, sales, and new arrivals disappears. You stop being reminded of things you don't need. And as a result, a large portion of impulsive spending simply vanishes too. Habit 3. Delete all shopping apps from your phone. Third habit: delete every shopping app from your phone. Your phone is with you 24/7, and these apps are engineered to make spending dangerously easy. One-click checkout, saved payment details, push notifications, personalized recommendations, everything is designed to remove friction between desire and purchase. When buying something requires multiple steps through a browser, you get natural moments to pause and reconsider. When it's just one tap, that moment of reflection rarely happens. Delete the apps. All of them. If you genuinely need to order something, use the website in your browser. The extra effort creates space for better decisions. Habit 4. Use cash for discretionary spending. The fourth habit is to switch to using physical cash for your main discretionary spending categories, things like eating out, entertainment, shopping, and personal care. Even today, paying with cash still works better than cards for controlling spending. Studies show people spend 15 to 20% more when using cards because tapping or clicking doesn't create the same psychological pain as handing over physical money. At the beginning of each week or month, withdraw a fixed amount of cash for these categories. Divide it into envelopes if you want. When the cash in a particular envelope is gone, spending in that category stops until the next period. The visual feedback is incredibly effective. Habit 5. Check your balance every single morning. The fifth habit is simple but surprisingly powerful: check your account balance every morning. This isn't about obsessing over money or creating anxiety. It's about maintaining basic awareness. Most people only check their accounts when something feels wrong. That means they go weeks without really knowing their true financial position. Take 30 seconds every morning, before social media, before email, open your banking app, look at the balance, and notice whether it went up or down. This small daily habit keeps your financial reality top of mind and naturally influences your spending decisions throughout the day. Habit 6. One in, one out rule. Habit number 6 is the one in, one out rule for physical items. For every new physical thing you bring into your home, you must remove one similar item, donate it, sell it, or recycle it. This habit does 3 important things. It creates friction before you buy, forces you to honestly compare the new item with what you already own, and prevents your home from slowly filling up with unnecessary stuff that eventually costs more money to store and organize. Habit 7. Always calculate cost per use. The 7th habit is to calculate the cost per use before buying anything significant. Ask yourself, how many times will I realistically use this item? Then divide the price by that number. Suddenly a $200 jacket you'll wear only twice becomes $100 per use. A better quality $400 jacket you'll wear 100 times becomes only $4 per use. This simple math often completely changes which purchases feel worth it and which ones suddenly look wasteful. Habit 8. Shop only with a detailed list. Habit 8. Never go shopping without a clear, specific list, and stick to it strictly. Supermarkets and stores are scientifically designed to encourage impulse buying through layout, lighting, placement, and promotions. A detailed list acts as your personal boundary. Write exactly what you need, not groceries, but milk, eggs, chicken, broccoli. If you see something tempting that isn't on the list, write it down for next time and apply your waiting period. Habit 9. Never shop when emotional. The 9th habit is to avoid shopping when you're feeling strong emotions, whether sadness, stress, boredom, excitement, or celebration. Emotions cloud judgment. Before any non-essential purchase, pause and ask yourself, am I in a neutral emotional state right now? If not, delay the decision. Habit 10. Separate bank accounts. 10th habit. Set up separate bank accounts for different purposes. At minimum, have one account for fixed bills, one for daily spending money, and one for savings. When everything is mixed in one account, it's too easy to accidentally spend money that was meant for rent or bills. Automatic transfers on payday make this system run smoothly. Habit 11, Monthly Subscription Audit. Habit 11, once every month, do a complete audit of all your subscriptions and recurring charges. Look at every automatic payment and honestly ask, if I wasn't already subscribed, would I pay for this today? Cancel anything you wouldn't rebuy immediately. Habit 12, Sleep on big purchases. Habit 12, for any purchase over $100, sleep on it. Never buy the same day. A good night's sleep has a remarkable way of cooling down emotional desire and improving decision quality. Habit 13, track every purchase for 1 month. Habit 13, track every single purchase you make for at least 1 full month. Write down the amount, what it was for, and why you bought it. At the end of the month, review everything. The patterns you'll discover will open your eyes and permanently raise your spending awareness. Habit 14, add friction to easy spending. Habit 14, deliberately add friction to the spending paths you use most often. Remove saved cards, log out of accounts, or temporarily delete apps. At the same time, make good behaviors automatic, savings transfers, bill payments, investments. Habit 15, make your progress visible. The final habit is to make your financial progress visible. Create a simple chart, thermometer, or graph that shows your savings goal, debt payoff, or net worth growth. Every time you resist an unnecessary purchase, mentally add that money to your goal and update the tracker. This turns the act of not spending into something rewarding and visible. These 15 habits work because they don't fight against human nature with willpower. Instead, they reshape your environment and your daily systems. You don't need to become a financial monk. You just need better defaults. The money disappearing from your account isn't random. It's the result of dozens of small, easy, frictionless decisions happening every week. These habits target those exact leaks. Start small. Pick just 3 habits that match your biggest problem areas and implement them this week. Once they become natural, add a few more. Your financial life isn't defined by occasional big decisions. It's built day by day through small habits. Now you have the tools to stop the bleeding and finally keep more of the money you earn.